Hello, hello. Um, Hi. I'm tired. I
I'm
should
Hi,
change
tired.
my
tired.
name to tired. Hi. Yeah. Last night was longer than I anticipated, and then my buddy decided, hey, 5 hours. Let's wake you up. So I got an energy drink. We'll see what's going on. Yeah. Hi. I'm Trina of Trina's Technobabble. You may know that. You may not. But hi. Um. So last night, after many, like 2 hours, we finally got this board out. It's a Let me make myself big for a sec. There's the button. Um, we finally got this power supply out. Yay! It's sort of a Vax System 3200. I wish Dana was here right now because he could say. Um, and the main reason we wanted to take this out is because of this capacitor, which focus. Hold on. Bear with me one second while I come a little closer. You may be able to see it's got a little bit of ickiness going on. There's the top. There's the bottom. It's gross. So we decided to just take all the caps off, and found out that some of them are bent over, and I didn't have my soldering station out, so I dug it out and got it all set up today. And I am going to try to unbend the legs and straighten them up, and then take the caps off. So that's what the plan is. I've also let me change cameras for a sec, because this is now my workbench today, my desk. Why? So I can see the chat. Hi, Infinite Stream. Because I did get an iPad Gen 5, but I don't know what the password is to remove. Because I want to install the YouTube app. I tried watching YouTube on it, so I could see the chat, but it doesn't show the chat in YouTube. So, I also, oh, you're gonna love my drawing skills. Look at this. There's the board. So, because we're unsure if the document that he has matches what's on this board. So these are the two that we removed yesterday. This is the big black one. And
Did
then there's a small blue one that we removed as
did you
well.
remember to mark where the polarity is?
No, but I
Uh-oh.
will going forward. And the best part is, like,
Right.
on this one here, we were looking at it under the microscope last night because we had to ultrasonic a board, and that took an hour. There's nothing marked on the board. So, but Dana, all I have to do is remove the caps. Dana is going to, I'm going to go to DigiKey after and get a shopping, like a cart for this. And then he'll pay me and I'll just order it on my account. And then he's going to recap it. So he said I can go back on the stream from last night and watch it and figure it out. So, because I did not mark it. And that's my
It's because
bad.
I wasn't here.
This disc.
Well,
It
that's because you're probably asleep at 9:30 my time, which is like,
was 7:30 your time, but yeah, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was well gone by then.
oh no, I didn't do it till like 9:30 last night. So yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah. You were well caffeine dead. I
And that
didn't
was
think I felt like
2:30 in the
messaging
morning.
you. Go, wake up, Mark, wake up. We're gonna do a stream. But yeah, so these are the remaining caps, and there's like a whole slew of them here. Um, but like this one back here, the legs are bent. Ah, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, my plan uh, with the iPad, I messaged off the person I got it from and like, hey, what's the password? And he sent me a password, but I didn't check. He sent it Monday, and I didn't check it till this morning because I'm like, oh, the password's gonna work, and the password
Nope.
doesn't work. We also removed last night the reefer cap.
Ew.
And I was talking to some people this morning, and they said it's not necessary to replace it. So we're just going to leave it off.
Oh,
Because
really?
it came out, so there was this little blue guy was in here, and then the reefer cap was, oh, sorry, you can't really see. The blue was here, and then the reefer cap was in behind it. So we removed those last night. So let's say hi to folks. Joining me on the stream today, we have the one and only CDI.
And
We
for the
have
hills.
Socket Wench, who is not working on a 3D printer. Maybe?
It's part of one. You'll see.
Okay, yay! I'm like, please don't disappoint us. We also have Mark. And last but not least, we have Jesse. Hey, you. Who looks like you're in your garage
I am.
doing your housework.
Always.
On the housework. Yeah. Nice.
Always. No, it's more of the boxes in the garage got so insane that I'm deciding to crush them down. And here's like 20% of them.
Holy jumping.
Well, that we get a lot in the winter, and we basically have the same weather we do here. It's like I don't want to do anything in the winter.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so let's say hi to folks in the chat. So Francois from France is first. We got One Bit Fever Dreams. We got the one and only Carthor, who, like, for one of my streams was the one and only person in the chat. So many thanks to Carthor for being my devoted fan. Thomas Armstrong, who is out fishing. We got Eric's Edge. We got Carthor, Eric's Edge, David Starbuck. Hey, David. Let me see, who else do we have in the chat? Am I missing anybody? Carthor, David, Matthew. Hey, Matthew. Yeah, I remember that as well. Yeah, I did the stream like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon during a weekday, and nobody showed up. So the next cap we're going to remove. Oh, and if you're wondering what these lines are, these are these two boards. Just so I kind of had a reference point of where things were. So the next cap we're going to remove is this one here. So I do have a question, Mark.
Huh?
I do have a question for you.
Ah!
Ah!
Don't ask me things. I don't know. I just work here.
I just work. Oh, and one thing I can do, by the way, I was playing with this pre-stream. I can actually get two different bench angles. Hi. Because if I do this, ta-da, oops. Maybe. Stay. Ta-da! We can get kind of two different. You can kind of get like a crotch view.
Crotch cam.
Crotch cam, yeah.
One of those two.
But yeah, we can at least get two kind of angles at the same board, which is kind of nice. Okay, so here's the capacitor that I'm going to remove. How do I know which side is positive and negative?
They will be labelled on the capacitor usually.
Yeah, it's usually like a negative or.
They'll have like a on
Yeah,
the
I see
right
it.
side of that one you can see down between it and the board that's vertical sticking up thing. There's
Yeah,
a-
that
there's a
stripe there.
line running down the side of the capacitor.
So on this side?
Yeah.
On the left, sorry, on the right-hand
Put
side
your-
you're talking?
Put your,
Yeah.
take a pointing device to get a pencil. Get a pencil and point at what
Need,
you're
like-
saying.
Need the John Madden, we can circle the screen.
Wait,
but
like
yeah,
here?
Yes.
that's it.
See,
Yeah.
okay, look
If you-
above.
if-
There's that look above. There's that other cap, which is that's horizontal.
The orange
Move
one.
your pin up, orange up. One. See that stripe there?
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for.
And what
that's
does the
showing-
stripe? What does the stripe indicate?
It's a negative side.
Negative
Yes.
side. Okay. So
It's
this
not
would be
all-
the.
It's not always the negative side. You have to look on the stripe. They're usually negative, but you'll
Yeah.
find that they've got a dash or a plus
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah, and that
So
one
it
says
tells you
negative.
polarity.
Yeah, that one we can nicely see. So I'm assuming
When you take it
So
out,
this is
just remember
where the
which side
stripe
it came
is.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we know. We've seen it prior, because I'm also going to mark that on my sheet here. Because
Now we
there's the
know.
one we're working on. Yeah.
GI,
So I kind of
GI Trina.
changed the paper. Yo.
No. Now you know. GI Trina.
Oh, I see. Yes.
All right.
Go me.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So let's flip this over. And if I remember correctly, yeah, this is the one. So I'm going to bring the one nice part about working on my desk. I also have, sorry, I'm just going to back out for a sec. I also have my microscope.
Yar.
Ta-da! And I fully charged it this morning because it was kind of dying. So I'm going to show you the pins once it comes up. So as you can see, I'm trying to find something to kind of point with. They're bent over. So my plan is to take these tweezers and my soldering iron and try to heat it up and slowly pry up those ends.
Do you know what I'd do, Trina?
Yeah.
Instead of using a pair of tweezers, I'd use a set of flush cutters, like snips, and I.
If I
melt the
had a
solder
pair of
in
flush,
both.
if I had a pair of those, I would. I don't have a pair of those, so that's why I'm going to just try to bend it up. And I do have these, but they're kind of overkill.
Yeah, they're a bit big. You need a little pair.
But that's
Yeah.
about as close as I
nippers.
have.
Trina, you need to go and live stream.
Everybody go to Trina's coffee account and give us some money to buy some flush cut nippers.
No, we need to send Trina to a live stream to Canadian Tire into the tool aisle, and we start. Buy that.
We can do that too.
Yeah, okay, but before you do that, the funny part is Canadian Tire expects money before I walk out. So go to trinastech.com, go to my coffee account, donate some money to the channel.
Give Trina money.
Give me money, yeah.
You
All right, I'm going
expect
to
too
move
much
this.
from us.
You can't give it to Digital Electronics. You got to give it to Trina.
All right, so there's that one that's bent over. I'm trying to see where the other one is. I think it's there. Yeah. Maybe? It looks like it should be. There's the capacitor there. I think it's, sorry. I'm just trying to find where the second one is because I can find, where did I put those tweezers? Oh my God, I'm turning into Steve. I literally just had, there we are. So I know that's one, and I think this one here is the, sorry if it's a little blurry, but I think this is the second one is right here. So let's turn on my soldering iron. I haven't turned it on yet. I'm going to put some solder, flux. I was about to say solder wick. Flux on it. And we'll give this a try.
Yep.
I like what David Starbucks said. Stripe is always negative, except for when it isn't.
That's so true.
It is true.
David seems
All
very
right.
positive of that.
Oh.
So
Along the
let's
lines of my
try.
car's great, except when it has issues.
Our service is 100% reliable, except for the 1.2% of the time when it doesn't work.
I'm being chastised by David Starbuck. I feel violated.
Hey, Dana.
Hello.
We're just getting started.
Cool.
See, I haven't missed anything. I've just been rambling for a bit.
There we go.
I'm just trying to get that one leg upish.
Yep.
Did you just say you were trying to get the leg up?
Yep. I'm trying to find out where that second one is. I think it's there. No? What the hell? Well. No, that's not it. I can't seem to see where that second leg is. I mean, it should be, in theory, right across, so right like there. That looks like it's part of that pad. Hmm. Alright, hang tight. See if I can see it on the microscope. So there's the first leg is right here, which I got up. And I'm trying to see where the second one is. With all this other gobbledygook around. Oh, excuse me. I think it's this here. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. Oh no, maybe you can. I think it's that there. Oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm pointing at. If that makes sense, like right there. So that'd be across from it. Alright, I just gotta move the camera back a bit. Oh, and Dana, I'm also streaming. I'm working on my desk today.
Nice.
So I can keep an eye on the stream.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like it to me as well, Carther. But for some reason, I can't seem to get it.
A prepared and sober stream.
Yeah, it's almost like I had time today to actually set up for it. Unlike last night when I'm like, let's just do this. And we did.
Last night was very much let's see how it goes over and over again.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to move this back a bit because I need to get in. Actually, I'm just going to move the camera down so you can see the board itself. And we're going to take that huge heatsink off. They did not make this easy to work on.
No, it was pulling it out of the machine it came out of is literally undoing 3 screws and 2 thumb screws, and it comes out with 2 connectors.
But there are no user serviceable parts inside.
Yeah.
If you had a service plan with the rest of your vacs, and they'd come and replace things like this for you for free.
Yep. That sounds like deck to me.
You
There
know?
we go. There we go. All right, so they're both up. So,
Dave says hi.
and hey, Dave. Yep, I got it, Carther. We're good. That's pretty much what I did. So let me plug in the solder sucker, because I don't have it plugged in yet. I'll let that heat up. Oh, and by the way, also Dana,
Yes.
all your parts from the board are there, or from the power
Oh.
supply. I put them all together, including the light,
Even better.
because I was tidying up the bench today, and I'm like, okay, I got a huge pill bottle I can use. Let's use the huge pill bottle. Because then I was also able to put like that piece of metal that we had to unscrew last night, as well as the off and on switch. It all fit in there. So,
Yep.
everything power supply related is now in there.
Nice.
Okay, so let's plug that in.
I do hope the ultrasonic cleaner ends up cleaning up all the Sharpie.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I'm still amazed that that Rifa hadn't gone pop. I'm pretty sure the machine was still under fairly active use even before
Yeah, so I found out that these things, the lovely Rifas,
Yep.
were more like we don't need to replace it. I was talking
Yep.
to people this morning because they're like, this was more for when power wasn't so stable as it is now.
Yep.
So that's probably why it hasn't done anything, because it probably hasn't really been needed.
But,
So.
but often
But when
that's
they
what-
do,
Oh
fireworks,
yeah, when
baby.
they do.
Yeah.
So we did preventive maintenance last night, and we removed it.
It's a good idea if you don't like the smell of burning fish.
So I'm just waiting for the soldering iron, which is not touching that cable, by the way, just to let everybody know.
Hello, Trina. This is your landlord. Why does it smell so bad in your apartment?
See, not touching. Ta-da. So,
It seems to be some kinds of Rifas. Some of them smell like burning fish. Some smell like burning vomit. Depends on if they're the red or the white Rifa.
Well, the one that blew up in my 2CI smelled like somebody throwing a rotten fish on a bonfire.
Yeah.
Awful.
Jesse,
it's
how long do
slowly
you
gonna
normally
smell
leave
that
this
for a
plugged
week.
in before you use it?
Oh, you're gonna ask me a good question here that I don't have an immediate answer to, but
Okay, no, that's
probably
fine.
like no more than 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll wait another couple minutes then.
This
We can
discussion
sit
of
around
the
and
brief
chew
has
the
makes me
fat.
wonder.
Oh, and by the way, Dana,
Yo.
since you're kind of late, ta-da! There's the board.
Awesome.
So I filled in what I found about those two
Yep.
caps. I don't know which way is positive and negative. I didn't go back and rewatch, but at least going forward,
Yep.
I now know.
I was
So,
half expecting that to be written on a napkin for some reason.
no, I sat down this morning while I was in voice chat and used a ruler even to draw this out. It's obviously not to scale. But I also drew in those two lines because then that way I knew, like, on the other side, there's the two boards that are there. So that, because there's where the Rifa was, they were in between. That blue one was in between, and then this one is just on the right-hand side of it. I even drew left and right, so I knew what I was doing.
Nope.
Just
Yeah.
to be safe. So,
The going back to the no user serviceable parts inside type thing, the board does not number the capacitors on a silk screen. It doesn't even show their polarity on a silk screen.
No.
I was explaining that earlier. That yeah, we had problems with like So that's why I have it all on a piece of paper and I can just doodle on it as I want.
Perfect.
And then also we did take a look at this cap that I'm removing now. Which is where? Right here. This one. We took a look, so the stripe is here. So when we remove it, I can be like, okay, is that negative or positive, just to be safe.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for that to heat up. I'm giving it a couple more minutes, and then we'll use it. It feels kind of wobbly already, a little bit. So it may not have much to go, because I've already kind of melted the solder around it with the iron. So I'm gonna clean off the iron while I'm waiting. So how is everyone's Saturday while we wait?
Uneventful.
That's always a good day.
That's the kind of event types I like. They're few far
Right?
between these days.
Saturday's okay.
So, question for you folks. You see the base that I have is just a metal base from my soldering iron? Can you buy just these? Just the bases?
Yes.
Okay.
Look on Temu or AliExpress.
Well, AliExpress and I are not on talking terms right now.
Check Temu.
Okay.
I know I saw one on Temu the other day because I was looking at a portable USB soldering iron for something. So,
Cool.
and they do sell them. Oh, for
Yeah.
love, God! Sorry. Fighting my
All
capture
right.
system.
So, let's give this a try, shall we? Because I was thinking it'd be nice to have, like, if I could put, I don't know how well this will actually, let's try this while we're, yeah, it's not the best, but it's better than having it just sitting on the desk.
So I actually have one of those. I have this, I think it's called a Shi metal metal soldering station with a little integrated spool dispenser. I got this from Adafruit, so
Okay.
that's one option. They do sell them. If you do that, though, you probably also want to get one of these, which is some brass wool.
Oh, I already
inside.
had that.
Okay, so you got that. Never mind.
I've already got that. Yeah, it came with my my station. I'd show you, but my hands are kind of tied up right now.
Trina needs a moo gun.
Well, that's kind of what this is, actually.
This is
It's
the
not
great
moving.
value version of the Boo gun.
It's not so much of a moo gun as a gun.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, hold on. Ooh.
There we go. Much better.
Hold on, let me
Meh.
take the
Meh.
laptop down to my parents' place. They don't have cattle anymore. That won't help us.
Look, I live in Minnesota. I can see cows whenever I want to.
Yeah, I'm just to the east of you in Wisconsin, and same thing.
I'm so jealous. You guys got meat raffles.
It depends on what part of Minnesota you're in. You probably take the same highway to come see me if you really are crazy.
Probably.
All right, bear with me one sec. I gotta get a pair of tweezers, or not tweezers, pliers, because that damn cap is getting hot, and trying to wiggle it with my finger sucks.
Trina would like to keep her fingerprints.
I would, yeah. So just bear with me one sec while I think I got a pair in here in my tool bag. Oh, I'll just use my hemostats. Okay, that's one. All right, so what's the other one that's being contrary? So I'll apply some more heat to it.
Oh, I left the switch
Oh,
wire
wait a
down to
There we go. All right, we have a cap out.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Now look at the stripe to see if it's plus or minus.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm waiting till it cools down a little bit so I can handle it because I think
What she's
my
trying to do, what she's trying to do without burning her fingers.
so this is what it shows on the stripe side,
Focus. Focus.
and this is fucking hot.
Okay, it's negative.
That's negative. Okay. And the negative was, or the stripe side was on the right hand side.
It was closest towards the vertical board.
That board. Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. So please bear with me one sec while I make a note. So, negative, positive. All right, and let's take a look at the cap itself to write down the values on it. That's not the value. Okay, let me get my microscope so I can see. I can show you what I'm looking at. It's made in Japan.
Yep.
That's what I
What?
know so far.
Is it a Nishikon or a Rubicon? Yep.
You should
There we go. So it's 330, 25 volt. They're all 25 volt. Do they change in voltage, by the way?
Yes. they
Yep.
Can do.
Okay.
So the big filter capacitors will be much higher voltage because this is a dual voltage power supply.
Gotcha.
But-
I checked, by the way, about those big suckers on the end.
Yep.
And I was told these
Don't
bad
bother.
boys right here, don't worry about
Yeah.
them.
Okay.
So,
Generally, I haven't had to replace any of those yet.
oh, and by the way, here is where that really gross one was, is right there.
Yep.
And you can see the goop that it left behind. All right, so next on our tour is this cluster of caps. And I actually labeled some of them this morning because I also labeled them on my piece of paper. Oh no, hold on. There's those two. Oh yeah, right, just those two. Should I worry about the small ones down here? Folks who normally do recaps, or would those still be okay?
Small caps I would replace.
You would replace the small ones?
Yeah, I've had a number of those leak on things over the years and
Okay.
break
Okay.
things.
No,
And
just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
If you
So-
think Trina, how long it took you to take the board out of the power supply? Is that
Yeah.
worthwhile to do it again?
No.
There's your answer.
Okay. That is totally fair. Hi, everyone, by the way. Let's do an infinite stream. Gotta get a drink.
I'll have to try either seeing if I can service the existing fans or because the bearings in them are shot.
Probably just a drop of 3-in-1 oil will do it.
That's what I'm going to try first, and if it doesn't fix that, I'll probably explore replacement. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that puts low speed Noctuas and everything, and then wonders why the power supply shits itself
Fans
out.
incoming.
Because the way the cooling is designed in the machine is that this thing has two fairly large fans on it for what it is, and it draws air through the rest of the machine, so it's sucking the hot air out of everything else into itself.
Uh-huh. pretty
So I
common
was
on
just
something in that area.
Yeah.
I was just looking at these two itty bitty caps, and I can see the line is, sorry if it will focus, but the line's kind of like facing each other. Is that common?
So that's probably the. 'Cause those look like they're for smoothing for the fan speed control. So you'd have the negative coming up on one side or the positive on one side, and you'd split them to save on your tracing.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. So we know that the stripe is on the inside of these ones, so I just wanted to show it. And also I want to say hi to some folks. We got Garth who's joined us. Hey Garth. We also have Viborg. Viborg.
This
That would
Viborg's for a Vax.
Ow!
3100, I think.
It's for my vac station 3100 Model 30. The power supply in question is a DAC or digital H like hotel 7822.
This is deck, and we have part numbers for everything.
Yep.
all right. Hang tight.
Sorry,
Yeah.
7821, not 22. The 22 is for the bigger one with more drives.
So the problem I'm having with those little ones is trying to figure out where the pins are. It might be bent over. I don't know. I'm gonna get some rubbing alcohol and some Q-tips. We're gonna kind of clean that section up a little
I was
bit.
going to say that looks like somebody's been murdered on it. Looks like evidence from Murder She Wrote.
Right? Do I have any Q-tips left? I do. Oh, I got a couple. So just bear with me one sec. I'm just digging out some Q-tips out of my soldering kit. That's what I was gonna do this morning. Run over to the dollar store and get like a small thing of Q-tips just for my soldering kit, and totally forget about it.
Hey, while you're at it, you better get a metric ton
Here,
of
have some wine.
Sorry, what was that, Jesse?
I said, while you're at it, get a metric ton of paper clips.
Yes, I should get those as well.
If you're going to have to do Molexes, again, please buy the correct tool. Doing it with the paperclip was not fun.
I wouldn't have guessed.
And I don't know how well it came across on
anyway,
the.
so. In my experience.
I don't know how well it came across on the camera last night, but the one that would refuse to release, looking at it, the clip looked like it was actually bent and not in a way I would be able to do so with the paper clip.
Oh no. Alright, I'm just trying to clean this up a bit. So I can kind of see where the pins are.
Years ago, one of my buddies would make custom sleeved cables, and he was selling them locally and making a few bucks doing that. And he had the tools for doing it. And then Viborg says it's faster with the eyeglass screwdriver. He found using a tattoo needle was the absolute fastest way for him to pop them all. He could go through at the speed like you'd expect out of a pick and place machine. It was ridiculous.
There we go, now we're talking. So if the ultrasonic cleaner doesn't get it off, alcohol gets it off.
Sure.
'Cause
Yeah,
that
alcohol's
looks good,
good.
it just cleaned up nice. So
Perfect.
yeah, helps me see kind of where I'm kind of going with the ends. Still really don't know, but at least we're getting there. So that one goes. It's those two. Sweet. Okay. So it's those. So I found them. They are. Sorry, you can't see. It's these four right here. Ta-da. So they're not bent over. Yay! All right, so I'm gonna put some Fleximidoodle. And we're gonna try to get those off. All right. So yeah.
Holy cake, Batman.
Oops, no, I'm not. I'm putting it on the wrong spot. All right, shall we try this?
Go, do it.
Go, go. Okay. Haha. So I'm gonna have to move the camera. Sorry, folks, but the camera's right above them, and this needs to go straight up and down. So.
Who,
Hey.
Oh, I was on the wrong pins. That's why. Okay. So I might be bent over. Okay, I need to look again. Bear with me. Sorry, I was trying to desolder down here, and that is not what I want.
Vborg asks, does the desolder pump not suck?
Yes, it does. But the pins. Trying to figure out. Okay, so they're up from that. Yes, it does. It has a little button right here, and you'll hear it kind of clunk. Yep, I just got it recently, so it's still new. I'm also trying to figure out. Okay, so it's not those.
Just because it's new doesn't mean it would deliver in working condition.
I know. So it is that. Okay. These little ones are going to be a pain. Okay, that's one. There's another one. Sorry, just bear with me one sec. Excuse me, bear with me 1 second. Just trying to get these ones bent up. By the way, dear Vex folks, whoever decided to bend these pins over and suck my big toe. No. Wow, this is like a nightmare trying to find these things. Because everything is silver back here. Everything is silver, just making life fun. All right, I'm just gonna do this. Okay. I think I found the second one.
Trina, Vivi says hi.
Oh, hello. Okay. Where? I'm not seeing it in the chat. Am I missing it?
Yeah. Hi,
Oh, way
Trina.
up top. Oh, hey. Sorry, Vivi. I didn't see you in the chat earlier. Focused on this.
Did you ever get that console dongle?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And then I got rid of the. And then I gave away the. Then I gave it away.
But that was like hours of fun.
I know. Ow. Okay, so I got one out. I got one of them out. Oh, and they're stupid hot. All right, so that's one.
There you go.
You know, it'd be really nice if everything back here wasn't silver. That's the one disadvantage of trying to find like the things laying over. But that's a me problem apparently. So
It's fine when you're putting it together.
yeah, right. Can we just call the Vax people, Dana, and say, hey, we need a new power supply?
Yeah, I'm sure HP could do you one. Cost you about $8,500 for the delivery and about $15,000 for the power supply. But
Sure.
I mean, there are third-party service vendors that'll still give you parts for these with a warranty, but you'll be paying what it was worth new.
and then some, adjusted for inflation.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I found the other two pins. In theory, it should be. So they should be, in theory. Sorry, you can't see because of my name. It should be here. And let me see if I can move this down a little bit. There we go. So it should be here and here. All right. And I can see one's bent, so let's deal with that one first.
In case you're wondering, the reason that they're bent over is it makes it easier to assemble.
Oh, I totally understand. It doesn't make them any easier though to disassemble them.
Yeah, they didn't care about it.
Well, yeah, as Dana said, they just give you a new power supply.
Yep.
There we go. I'm getting the hang of this, though.
Good.
Unfortunately for us, this was like the first generation where they were being like this with saying just replace the whole thing and not actually giving you the full
Right.
Yeah, the sort of early 90s machines, they stopped giving you schematics and things like that for it, and they were just like, yeah, we'll just give you another unit, send it back to us.
Yeah.
Oh, and David Starbuck, thanks for the FYI. David Starbuck gave me an FYI. Soldering irons make things hot.
Well, today I learned something. Thanks, David.
right?
Hey, that
TIL.
hard drive I was talking to you about yesterday, the seller just sent me an offer that's like,
Too good to be true.
it's tempting.
I hate it when that happens.
So I'd gotten a drive from Trina that was branded compact, but a lot of people OEM this drive. I found the digital branded one on eBay for really not a lot of money.
Ow, 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 ow. Guess what?
You just
They're
burnt
both
yourself.
And I burnt myself, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. They're both out. The legs came out and everything, so we're all nice and good.
Good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we for sure need to finish fixing this boil because I just bought that drive. It's like
All right,
I can't say no to that price. So I'll go and put the two in a raid and make lots of hard drive noise at the show.
So this. Oh, sorry. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus. So is that's the negative side, I would assume.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So they were facing inside on that one. So they're like the negatives are facing on those two. Just to make a note on my stream for Dana later, because Dana's going to be the one recapping it. But I'm also making a note here on the paper that the negatives. Hold on. Where am I? Right here. So the negatives and I put the positives on the outside. Just so you know, if that works for you, Dana,
Yep.
because I'm going to hand you this paper when I'm done. 'Cause
Awesome.
I don't need it. And ignore the mess that the paper's turning into because of all the goo on my hands. So this one says that it's. Oh, see if I can bring it up on the camera. If I can find it on the board. Where are you? There you are. So, and I'm going to assume. Where did I put the other one?
But
Oh, there it is.
some stuff that's strange for this machine is its age. So it's from 1987, and power supply was designed a little even older than that. But it feels strange to have a machine this old have an auto-ranging power supply.
So these ones are both 10 UF 35 volt.
Yep.
Puff. You just say puff.
No, that's PF.
These are oofs.
These are puffs.
All right.
Micro Hobbyist
So-
says hi.
Hello.
Hey, Frederick. Hello, hello.
Yeah,
All right. So that's those.
I'm so used to stuff of this age. If you needed to switch between 120 or 240 volt, you'd need to either A, flip a switch on the back, or B, pop it open and go change which taps you're using on the transformer.
All right. Where's my toothbrush? Because I want to clean that off. I hate whoever made this board. They're all fucking bent over. Like, hold on, let's see if I can get this on camera. Bear with me one sec. What am I looking at? Move it up a bit. See? Like right there. That's them bent over. Shoot them, shoot them, shoot them. But hey, this is practice. I don't even know what I... Oh, no. So these are the two that I'm working on right now. I'm going to put a little bit of flex on it. Is that a Rossmann enough flex? Oh, before we do that, okay. So on these two here, I'm just going to show it on the camera. The stripe is facing inside, so towards the edge. Cool. Because those are the two I'm going to take off next, 1 and 2. At least that's the one they're going to try to work on. There we go. So, away we go again. Sorry, it's kind of a quiet stream. Just 1 sec, Joe.
Time's up.
All right, yeah, time's up.
Well,
I
well
can't get
while
that off.
Joe's about to join, it's about to get less quiet.
That's perfect, because, yeah.
Hi,
See?
Joe!
Less
Hey,
quiet.
Joe.
Who let the Joker in?
Me. I did.
Oh.
No, me. Hold on.
Salutations, Joe.
Although I am doing boring stuff today. I am building and packing orders, so yeah.
By the way, socket winch. Is socket winch still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just
Yeah.
couldn't get. What's the problem?
Oh no,
Oh.
nothing. I was just showing you the copper. So
Yeah, that
this came, the copper came with it, but it didn't come with a base. And you can ask Dana. This thing weighs a ton.
Yep.
I went over to, there's an Indian store across the road that sells like Indian foods as well as like pots and pans that are traditional for cooking, like preparing their food. And so they had this really heavy little cup thing. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy that.
I think
I
I.
lifted it up and I went, okay, that's going to be, because Gutbomb had mentioned getting something that was not going to move. And I'm like, yeah, that's not moving.
I think Jan Beta actually uses like a jam jar, so that when you're done with it, you can just throw the jar away.
That thing feels like it's all made of some sort of metal. The base is full of like 5 pounds of lead shot.
It's made of bacon.
Bacon.
Oh,
Yeah, why not?
I'm trying to
Bacon.
decide if I want to actually redesign this mount. Just look how tall this thing is. It's like eating all of the vertical space in the electronics cabinet just for it to attach to a frickin' DIN rail. Like, dude, I made a shorter one. Why can't you make a shorter one? I think I should redesign this. I see an evening of open scat in my future.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'll probably have to model
You don't want
a similar
use
one
first-
to this.
You don't want to use baby's first tool, aka Tinkercad?
No, screw that. You know the
This is
problem.
the correct
You know the
answer.
problem is that because I code for a living, OpenSCAD made more sense to me.
Yeah. I use Tinkercad because I don't code for a living, and F that noise.
I
don't wanna
code for a living. I code for a
Fusion.
living. OpenSCAD makes no sense to me at all.
I've used OpenSCAD. Like if you're trying to do like something, if you're an everyday person, you're trying to do something that's parametric, it's really good because you can just
Mhm.
program in parameters. Say, I want this box to be 55 millimeters this time instead of 45, and it'll scale it.
Sorry,
So you
can't
would
see
want
what
to
I'm
see
doing.
the absolute nonsense that I've designed in OpenSCAD, then, would you? Because it's right over there on the shelf.
I mean, sure, show and tell day, why not?
Okay, well, first of all, this base is made in OpenSCAD, so I designed that.
Ooh.
And I made the matching side panels in OpenSCAD.
We need to see socket vent for a moment here, Karina,
Yeah, just bear with me one sec.
because
Totally,
these
'cause-
things look kick ass.
So I
Ta-da!
made these
There you
side
go.
panels
Yeah,
in OpenSCAD.
designing that in OpenSCAD, you're a badass. Like automatic.
This is nothing. You should see what my opus was. I'll show you my opus.
Yes. I
That
like
socket
this.
went
I'll
on
go
the
drop the
side.
cable on me. My opus was this guy,
Look
but
at
not
that.
not the actual case, because the case is just a normal case. The base, however, was designed in OpenSCAD entirely,
That's cool.
with keystones, with a power inlet, with a DIN rail, so that you can mount accessories.
That's awesome.
There's a blog post about this, and I actually have all the STLs open.
That's cool.
Also, I designed these stupid little panel filler thing boxes because my house is dusty.
I've used OpenSCAD again because I'm not a programmer. I use it mostly for parametric things, and so I designed killy clips. You know, these little clips that have pins in them that go over top of chips. And I have one design, and all I have to do is like change the parameters: pin width, pin spacing, base height, stuff like that, and it'll just automatically generate number of pins, and it'll generate my killy clip for me. So I've used it to generate the killy clips that I use for the Clipper Plus that go for that go on the SCSI chip of the Apple II Plus to give you internal SCSI, and then the exact same file with just tweaked parameters can output the killy clip for the 68,000 CPU for add-on cards for Macs. So stuff. But your like you actually put artistic flair into it, and that's insane. Like,
Oh, this is hilarious. I didn't think about this, but so I designed, guess what, these little DIN rail mounts for this particular Pi Zero in OpenSCAD, but because it's a Pi, and this SKR Pico uses the same Pi mounting points, it's the same distance. See?
win.
So I can just reprint a pair of these and then mount that on there.
And it'll just work. Are you you building up a 3D printer?
I am rebuilding a Voron 0.2R1.
Gotcha. Awesome.
I would start this print, but the switch wire over there is already printing something.
Speaking of Voron, I have a Soval SVO8. It's like a Voron clone.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all these problems with it, and problems with it, and problems with it, and problems with it. And I just could not get the thing to work. And then suddenly, this weekend or last night, I'm like, well, what would happen if I do this and this and this? I basically did nothing but did a factory reset and then a rerun of the Z height for the Z nozzle offset, and now it works. The thing could not get a consistent first layer for 3 months. I could not make it work. I gave up and bought a completely different printer. And then this evening, I'm like, I'm just going to reset it, and now it's fine. I didn't do anything! I hate that! Anyway.
Tuxedo Mask busting in, saying, "I have, thank you. Well, it looks like my work here is done, but you didn't do anything."
Yes.
He leaves.
Didn't I?
I need to program.
There are pieces of this printer everywhere, and they should just all go on the printer now. Got the display assembly already done. I'll just have to reprint these mounts in order to get that in there, and then I can mount this stupid DIN rail in there. Ugh. And I still have to put the panels in it.
Open a reset
All right,
project.
let's
Did
see.
Trina disappear? Is Trina still
No,
working?
no, I'm trying not to swear and curse at this one bent pen. So
There we go. Where my key
I got
map?
one of them unbent, no problem. Let me find my tweezers. So this one here I got it up, no problem.
And
So what I've been using is solder wick, trying to wick up the solder while you guys were talking printer stuff. And now I'm trying to see if I can get it bent back because it's got to go towards this, like towards me, because it's got to match up with the other.
just Dremel it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Dana, is that okay?
No, don't do that.
Should I take Joe's advice, Dana?
No.
Okay.
Don't do that. Never
I
take my
can't-
advice.
I
Unless
cannot
it's
get
involving
this-
Active Directory. And then take my device in despair.
I cannot get this one lifted for the life of me. It just will not start.
For the life of me, I could not remember. Never had 40 cents. We were merely freshmen. What a weird
Oh God.
song. Song's very weird. Its lyrics are wacky.
So I could scare you with the Active Directory we have at our data center. It'd make you cry.
I fortunately never had to do like really large, complex deployments, like multi-homed, read-only domain controllers, anything. Well, I did do one once, but I'm the guy at our company who A, was never allowed to touch Active Directory, and B, was called in when something broke because I would Scotty MacGyver the crap out of it and make it work. And they're like, "How does it work, Joe?" And I'm like, "Shh. We don't ask that question." And then somebody later be like, "What the? Why is that? You're not supposed to use ASCII edit to fix the. What do you?" I'm like, "Quiet. Just shh. It works."
Okay, where did I just had the tweezers. Where did I put them?
It's always DNS.
It's not why the tweezers have gone missing. It's the DNS.
Yeah. I literally just had them in my hand.
Are they?
Lift the
Did they
board.
like under the board for some reason?
No.
Are they in the cup?
No. They'd be sticking out if they were. Well, where the hell did I... Seriously.
Zoom out.
Okay. Let me take a drink of my energy drink, see if I can think.
There's your problem right there.
Yeah.
Not trying to think.
That too.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, where the heck did they go?
Away.
Yeah.
Away.
That I can tell. But like...
You should say, wherever you go, there you are.
They've literally just gone to nowhere land. Oh, there they are. Found them.
Trina's just found the gateway to nowhere land.
Let me guess, they were like way off to the side because you didn't want to lose them?
No, what happened was they got here, right here, and they were underneath, like blending in with the cable. More underneath it, but yeah.
Adopted some camouflage.
Random bolts.
So it's this bent one right here. It's got to come towards me because the other one is right here, so it would line up across from it. But I cannot get it started.
All assemblies are done. Weren't that many this week? Surprisingly.
And I've used the solder wick to get like the solder off it. And it just will not bend up. It's just being a pain in the patoot.
Use the force.
Careful, your right hand is getting awfully close to that iron. I got some
I know.
major. It's like, "Nyeh."
Second-hand anxiety. Ugh.
I'm thinking more about the tweezers right into the hand. Slipping.
No.
I'm
I'm gonna
fine,
test
guys.
something. I'm gonna take a moment to open this box that I received from a company in Kentucky.
Full fried chicken.
It's not whiskey.
You know, this is Trina's stream, so it wouldn't be complete if we didn't have a Kentucky Fried Chicken reference.
Not eat.
Ooh, neat. Neat. That's
Oh,
nice.
this one's being
They sent
a pain.
free candy.
I wonder.
Here's my order. That's
Oh,
Joe,
wait.
This is
I have an
Joe?
idea.
Yes, Trina.
Hang tight. I have these itty bitty snips. Wonder if I can just snip it off.
But Joe, I was saying this is a Trina stream, so this would be more apropos for Kentucky Fried Movie references.
I need total concentration.
All right, I need to clean up that work area. I need to clean out the work area. 'Cause I gotta see what the hell I'm doing.
just like, here you. These are blue scuzzy bracket, or not blue scuzzy, Pico Gust brackets from a new bracket manufacturer.
Oh, nice.
And I get to test fit one on an actual Pico Gust.
All right, so I think I got it snipped. Think is the key word. What we're gonna try. Try this one first.
I believe these screws will work.
I'm gonna try this end.
I don't want to really self-thread here.
Okay. Let's see what that did.
They're kind of doing it. They're kind of not doing it. I take back my statement. Am I literally just like de-threading this screw?
No, you're giving it a new life.
A new life of not fastening anything together, sure.
That qualifies.
Okay, so he told me what screws they take, so I just need to find out. I need to go to my wonderful little Discord conversation with this guy. And these are the screws. They're number 4 by 3/16. Oh, I believe I have numbers. Right here. Mm-hmm. Look at that. No, those are too big. No, that's too big. I need the biggest seatbelt you have. No, these screws will thread in. These screws are thread in because they'll just do it with brute force.
Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of wiggling it to see if I can get it out.
Wiggle it
Just
a little bit.
Hey, look at that.
Well fed.
It came out. And that's
Why?
negative. Okay. And negative was facing to the that board. If I remember correctly. Guess what? It came out.
Yay!
Yay, yeah. Oh. Okay, negative was facing inwards. What did I take out? Well, that was... Where did it go? There it is. Okay.
Just spell it out. I should have ordered the screws because I thought I had the screws, but I don't have the screws. I don't want to do the work today. I don't want to do the work today.
Dana, I just realized something.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed a capacitor on my sheet.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Because if you look here on this one, I labeled it 1.
Yep.
1. But I just looked back and I saw this one in here that I totally missed on my drawing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add it right now.
As long as the drawing ends up being complete enough for me to put it back together
Yep.
without fire.
Have it. Hey, Gut Bomb. All right, so the negative side was facing inwards, or out to the left or right. Sorry. I know my left and rights. I swear.
I know them because they're written on my shoes.
Yeah, right. All right, I need to. All right, let's find out what that cap is, shall we? And I just remembered. Oh, excuse me.
Trina burned.
So it's another 1800.
Yay.
Yeah, looking around online, apparently it's a miracle that only one of those brown caps that there's a bunch of has leaked on this board.
Yeah, because that's the same. This one here
Mm-hmm.
that I just took off is the same as that one.
Yep.
Which, let's show you it in the microscope, just how dirty it looks. Like, maybe the microscope won't do it justice, but like,
Ew.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's,
Mm.
hold on. Here's the bottom of it.
Sticky.
And even the top. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
That's blow.
that's special. All right, so let's do number 2. See, I even labeled them on the board as I was like, so I kind of had like a marker.
Yep.
So I labeled 1, 2, and 4 because 3's over here, and then there's a small one there, and I got that one underneath there. Oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm pointing at. But yeah, so there's a small one here.
Yep.
And then there's a small one here, and that one. But because of the cabling that likes to go over this cap, I missed it when I was doing the drawing.
If you have to clip the zip ties, go for it.
No, it's fine because I'm just doing them from the bottom.
Okay.
And like I can reach in here and grab it. So that's not an issue. It's just I didn't see it because of the way when I was looking at it this morning, but that's okay. Now we know it's there.
Yep.
And knowing's half the battle. Go, Joe!
G.I. me!
Okay, so those are the next 2.
Put it back in the right way.
I'm not recapping this. I'm just doing the uncapping.
Oh.
Yeah.
Make sure you scrape all references on the board to which the polarity is to make the person who recaps it have a
It's
okay.
Dana.
That's okay. The factory already did that for you. There's no
Yeah.
markings for polarity or cap number.
Here, let me show you. Joe. So here's an example. There was a cap right
it's
here.
just there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's nothing on the board.
That's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole board was hand assembled too.
So
Mhm.
that's why, like, as I'm going, unfortunately, that one, because we removed that one last night without taking note, and this one here, which is the blown up one, we didn't take note of it. But I am taking note on the rest of them. So positive, negative, negative, positive, and then negative, positive. Ta-da!
Mhm.
Look at that. And also up here, negative, positive. Ta-da! And the paper's getting dirty, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
You know, that's just
Yeah,
par
yeah,
for the
just-
course. Sauce
Yep.
for the goose, Mr. Savick. The odds will be even. That's a Star Trek.
Hence the word sabotage. If we're gonna start doing Star Trek quotes,
Sabotage.
Do it right.
right?
Hey, Trina, I need to leave. Lunch calls.
Okay, that is fine. Go have lunch. Enjoy.
Bye.
I'll
Thanks for
try.
joining.
Alrighty. And hopefully the commentary stays colorful.
Oh, for sure. Have a
Right.
good one.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, so the next two
I need to run a full batch of clears.
are here.
Yeah.
Why do they do this? Look at this. This is horrendous. Like, sorry, it's a little blurry.
They took pins and when they stuffed them in, they just folded them over.
Yeah, and put a
it
shit
is.
ton of solder all over
Bad
them.
old days.
BRB.
Why do I keep losing those tweezers? Oh, there we go. You know what I'm gonna you know what I'm gonna get on my tweezers? Find me.
I wonder if the board or the case for the power supply has any indication of where it was made.
Evil land.
Yeah.
So United States got it.
Most likely, actually.
Yeah.
Back then, most likely.
Leela, or should I say Evila?
The RAM boards say Singapore. The actual
Okay.
label on the back of the computer says United States Ratas Uni.
I mean, if it was a deck, it would have been assembled in Maynard, Massachusetts, surely.
Massachusetts.
Also a high likelihood of Aurelia or Calgary.
Yeah.
True. Oh,
Could be
bizarrely enough,
nice.
Scotland.
Yes, Scotland too.
There was a
Oh, were
very
they
big
made-
deck plant in Scotland.
Was DAC made over in Scotland as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Deck used to assemble a lot of their European stuff in Scotland.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Yeah, they used to assemble the bulk of their Canadian market stuff in Calgary or Aurelia.
Okay.
Someone,
Oh.
I'm meeting someone that, so the factory that was scrapped in Aurelia, whoever was supposed to scrap it said they did, collected the check, and just held on to the land after purchasing it all. So a friend of a friend was in there actually salvaging a whole bunch of unknown prototypes a couple years ago.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, where they kept the prototypes had the roof fail, and a lot of it was
Oh no.
unrecognizable. But they have the really, really rare color graphics VT100 come out of that, so happy for them on that.
Wow. Yellow boopy puppies.
Hey, guess what?
What?
These pins have taken their blue pill for the day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Standing to attention.
There, yeah. That was
Stand up
those
and be
two were easy. That was easier than the last one. It wasn't both pins. It was just one pin that I could not get erect. Hey, all things DG, welcome to the erect stream.
All things DG, I need to give this guy a shout out.
He's asking what you're working
thanks.
on, so.
I didn't
Thank
just
you.
win, I wrecked him. I wrecked him.
This one? Yeah. This PowerBook G4 is alive thanks to All Things DG. Sent me a new keyboard and trackpad.
Yay!
Hey,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, wait. Not me.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll
you're in
take
the
that.
you're in the
I'll
You're
take
in the
your
wrong-
credit. Your credit.
you're in the wrong country.
Yes. So this is known.
I will be right back.
Oh, poopy. I need parts.
This is hold on. Sorry, I can't see, but it's easier to do with this standing up. There we go. There we go. We got another one out.
I have to actually build those units.
And that's number 2. That's probably the same one. Yeah. Marker. We got another one off the board.
Yay!
Yay, yeah. If you have any questions, by the way, about the way I'm doing, anything in regards to my drawing,
If you have any questions, kindly.
What does it all mean?
so 1 and 2, Dana,
Mm-hmm.
I have them both pointing to this because they're both the same.
Okay.
That's why I'm just like, arrow pointing to that.
Yep.
And I have a feeling this one here is also going to be pointing to that as well. I might actually take that one out now because it looks the same height and such. So I'll do that one next. Oh, we got one more, number 4 down there. Okay.
Solder all the bits, solder all the bits, solder all the bits, can solder all the bits. Yeah. And bitch cam. Not bitch cam, scope cam.
I mean, it is you, Joe, so it could be bitch cam.
It is your stream, Trina, so, you know.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You're a bitch, girl. And that's the
Okay,
end of the
yeah.
song. Anyway,
Love you as well, Joe.
yeah, you're my friend, Trina.
Yeah, you are as well, Joe.
All I have to say is you, me, dear Star Trek movies, and we will do our own Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I am down with that. So these are the next 2. These 2 up here are going to be the next 2 because I think that's the same capacitor that I've just taken 2 of them out. It's the same size. It has that feel. So we're going to try to heat this up and see which way this pin bends. Oh, maybe I don't need to.
Or I do this. Trees. Yes, it will.
The other neat thing about saying yes to that offer on that drive is seeing as the age of it, and no one wants to test SCSI drives anymore. You might luck out and find it's not wiped, and maybe find license keys.
Aha!
Totally legitimately obtained license keys, of course.
Shh.
I mean,
Hush you.
keygens for VMS have been a thing even back in the day, and Digital's problem with checkbook slap was so bad. Whereas, like, I want to buy this, and it would take months and months. But you know, you could they'd ship you tapes or CDs with the entire software catalog, and you just need to phone them up for a license. It got to the point where they had customers that had keygens, and they would just keygen for the software and go, "Hey, we want this thing, so when sales finally figures it out, we'll pay up."
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
of the
don't mention keygens around the VMS hobbyist community, though. What they'll set you on fire.
yeah.
You need a
There,
hobbyist license! Go to this page and wait for 14
So-
years for somebody to not do something.
Oh, did
The
I do
other-
this? I didn't do the thingies, everybody. Oops. Sorry.
The attitude's changed a little bit in the past couple of years. The current maintainer has said no more hobbyist keys for Alpha or Itanium, and they didn't have the rights to issue them for VAX anymore. So for a while, it's like if it's a VAX, then you got to do what you got to do. And now
Oh,
similar
okay.
attitude for Alpha and Itanium.
Yeah, I knew that things were going a little bit south with the whole licensing thing, because the last time I got a hobbyist license, it took 4 weeks, and it took 3 emails to the guy at HP, and that was before they handed off the licensing.
It's
It
a
was like literally
keygen.
one guy at
Just
HP
steal
that
the
did it all.
shit, because it's an old Unix box. Nobody fucking cares if you make money.
Wait, that was okay. That was
Sorry.
fixing in.
It's very much not a Unix box, but I like your attitude.
I was about to say, it's not Unix, it's VMS!
No, I know.
It's yeah,
VMS heavily influenced Windows NT.
yes, same man behind the kernels.
Uh-huh. The great Dave Cutler.
Yes. I'm the current maintainer of VMS. I'm part of their Cool Kids Club where I get betas and the party pass.
Oh.
Dana,
Yes.
sorry, don't mean to interrupt. So I just removed that cap.
Yep.
So the other two were negative was facing the right.
Yep.
This one has, and I kind of put it in a box. The negative is facing left.
Okay.
It was just facing the opposite way, but that's
Hot!
probably again.
Ow! Sorry.
It's probably the same as these two, where they had the negatives facing, as you mentioned, just easier to do it that way. So, just to let you know, and it's the same cap. That's why it's pointing back up to that.
Yep.
So, I'm saying this, so that way, if when you're trying to recap this and are going, wait,
Huh?
what? Why did Trina do that? Trina didn't do that. You have documentation.
Yep. That's
You heard
okay.
it here first. Trina did that. Somebody cut that out of the stream and make it a soundboard. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go with. I'm also gonna go with this one right here because I have a feeling this one is the same. Da-da-da-da. And then all we have left after that is that one and these two little ones in here. So, but I have a problem. All right. Okay, I will be right back because I got to go do another stream. That energy drink's gone through me. I'll be
Trina's
right
got to
back.
pee. Anyway.
Oh boy.
I don't remember what it was, but earlier in the week, speaking of VMS and kernels and NT and stuff, I
Yeah.
had a Windows 11 machine complain to me about a missing file, and it gave me the literal device path name for it instead of the drive letter. It's weird. It's like hard drive partition path name is missing. What? You're gonna make me use diskpart to figure out the friggin' drive letter? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's almost like they tried halfway to implement logicals and then didn't.
Well, they did. That's the thing about the NT system is at way underneath. You know, it's very POSIX like, or everything is a device like. It is
Yep.
very similar to that, but they add this whole layer on top of it for the Windows subsystem,
Yep.
the Windows API, to make it Windowsy, so that it
Yes.
would be, you know, backwards compatible, this and that. So
Yes. One of the other things is
it's like,
rather than using the Win32 API to do file access, you can use the NT native API, and that's a good way to get around the 255 character file name length limit.
and then F up every application that then tries to copy files. I've
Yes.
never had that happen.
Just creatively feed robocopy arguments to make it do the needful, and then those problematic files can go away.
Yeah. It's like, there's a file in this directory I need to get rid of. We're just gonna delete the entire directory.
Yeah.
Just robocopy over it from a blank location is like, okay.
Yep.
This is a bad word. Spot the problem.
I think your local rabbit's got to that one. It's a little crunchy. Oh no!
Broken trace.
Yep.
Happens every once in a while.
Also, Joe Veronica says thank you for one of the Blue Scuzzies for bringing the 9600 back from dead. Thank you for your support.
Veronica, you're welcome. Hey, I'm even wearing the right shirt.
Here you go.
Also, Veronica gets extra props for bringing a 9600 back from the dead. They're one of the greatest Macs ever built. So, yay for that.
Yeah, well, that is some really thin copper. That is not good. Anyway, I'll just work around it. That's what we do.
Oh, for God's sake. Things are getting a bit hairy.
I do remember your advising that the economy shipping to Canada option is slower. So now we're going to have the interesting race of what makes an appearance first, the Blue Scuzzy or having the power supply rebuilt.
Yeah.
All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Hey, Veronica. Welcome. Yeah, it's more desoldering. We're taking off all these caps. Let me make myself big again. Yeah, so we're taking off all various size caps, but we just removed a bunch of those. We got one more to go, which is right here. And then we got that one there, and then there's a, sorry you can't see because of my name. We got a little itty bitty one on the other side of this cable. And then we got one right in there. But the best part, Veronica, they bent the pins on the other side of the board, so it's not just a straightforward get the moo gun out and move it off. So where is that
And
one?
there we go. It's repaired. Trace repaired. Look at that.
Oh, that's that little one.
Oh, I see.
All right, let me get my glasses back on so I can see. Oh, okay. I think Dana nicely circled that one for me. He did. You're a prince amongst. So it's.
What did I do?
Oh, it's
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
yes. So it should be. Yeah, that's
Yep.
the cap there. It's these two pins here, and this one. Let me grab my. I'm gonna paint these things like neon orange. This one here is not soldered down, so this should be easy to bend back up. It's this one that's gonna be the pain in the toot. But this one here is almost. It almost looks like I might have to apply a little bit of heat to it.
And
To
development
get that solder
projects.
kind of a little more flexible.
Firmwares.
Yeah, they bent all the pins, Veronica, on this one, so.
Yep, they bend them and so they can flip it over, and then gravity with the bent pin just holds it in place, and they just go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. So what Dana was saying in the early days is you would just call and go, I want a new power supply. And they go, okay. So they weren't really serviceable.
Why no? Oh, there it is.
Actually, that was a later thing with DEC. In the older systems, they would like say, "Here's a diagram. You can fix it yourself."
Yep. Here's a diagram. We can do it. You can do it. Let us know.
Yeah, we can do it for insert large amount of money, or you can just hire someone to do it yourself.
And if you do it yourself and you break it, we're going to charge you the money, then charge it another time.
Naturally.
Yeah, talking to the old timers in the DEC Discord, they referred to DEC's service department as the field circus.
For some reason, I'm not surprised.
There we go.
By
I
the
got
way,
the pins.
I swear to Allah. Oh my God.
What did you do?
I soldered on the entirely wrong picos.
Oh no.
See, this is what happens when I do work when I'm talking with friendly. This is I'm not supposed to do.
Before I take this
How
off,
I hurt myself.
I
No,
want to
don't
flip
do
this
that, it
over
hurt.
for a sec. I want to see where that line is. Okay. So the negative, because I'm going to assume things. Yeah, I can see it. Negative is facing inwards. On number
I need
4.
to go do. I need to go to my website. I have to go to products. I gotta go here. I have to go here. I have to manually adjust my product levels now because I have to steal one product to fulfill another.
Oh no.
That's fine. It happens. So we go to inventory variations. We go to PCB only. No, we're going to do build yourself kits. 46 of those.
Oh, by the way, moo. Since I don't have an official moo gun, thanks to a lovely channel donation by the one and only Jesse, who is, he's still here on the stream. I got this one, which is working amazing. So thank you so much to Jesse and the donation.
Sigh. Anyway.
And oh, and Veronica, also the fun thing, they didn't mark on the board which is like what is the negative side. So I have to take note before I desolder something, so I can be like, oh yeah, that came out that way.
Okay,
But
let's
yeah,
do this
I
again.
I just have to make the moo sound myself. Moo. Moo. Come on, you. There you go. Little bit of wiggling, and it came out.
Little bit of wiggling for my life. Sorry.
Ooh, Dana. Let me show you this one.
Yep.
See if I can
It's
get a little
good
bit
to-
more focus on it. Just bear with me one sec. Yeah.
I've been told that the electrolyte in these is like worse than an alkaline battery, but less than a Varta.
Look at the side. I don't know if that. Oh, that's.
That's just
I guess
dust.
that might just dust. Yeah. But yeah, it's the same one. Okay.
I'm Joe, and I'm grumpy and old.
So number
They go
4,
me
which is
movies
what
like
that one is.
grumpy and
It's
old.
also that one.
Joe.
All right, that's that done. So that's all the 1800 UF 25 volt.
You.
Those are all those
Fun fact
things.
that U is actually a Greek mu. So you've been mu gunning mu capacitors.
Where is that other one?
It's
Oh, it's
here.
like that. Okay. I'm going to do that one then.
Where
I'm
do
gonna
I
do
go
one
to learn about how to repair an extended 2 keyboard? I have one. Some keys are sticky and don't recognize these switches. Very good question, Veronica. I know just enough to be dangerous, and it's going to be. You might want to go to the Desk Authority wiki because that will probably tell you the key switches it uses.
I think the extended keyboard 2 are Alps Salmons. If I remember rightly.
And then you just need to get yourself some Alp switches. Typically, the way that's done is the Alp switches, you desolder. You can take the switch apart and try to clean the switch if you want, but usually it makes sense to just replace the switch. So you desolder the switch from the bottom side. Then there are 2 clips on the top that you got to press together and pull the switch up and out of the top. That. Because there's a metal frame that Alps key switches use to hold the thing together while they do the assembly, and it's inside that keyboard in a metal frame. That said, like if you don't want to try to replace the switch, you have to remove the switch to get it apart enough, I believe, in order to be able to clean it. I do not believe you can gut the switch in situ. Because the metal frame holds. You've got to splay the 2 side flaps, if you want to call it, apart, but they run into the metal frame. You can't do that. You've got to get it up and out so that the 2 sides will splay apart, so that you can get inside. And that's Joe's bad advice. Stay tuned for more bad advice. My J isn't working, so I can't say JK on IRC.
So everything Veronica says when using that keyboard is very, very serious.
You know, homie, that E doesn't work on that typewriter.
All work and no play makes Homer a something something.
Where the heck was that? Where?
Hot.
I don't know. There we go. Cool. So what is this little guy? So the negative is facing inside.
So Alps is challenging. I wouldn't say it's challenging. It's just they're just different. It's the way they're designed. It's definitely more challenging than, say, a cherry style key switch, which typically won't have that big frame to hold it together. But yeah. You stand by for half a second. I can actually grab my Apple III keyboard and show you. Because it uses basically that same design. BRB. Let's do this. So here is my Apple III keyboard. Pretty much the same design. Okay, let's see here. I need to do things and show you stuff.
Oh, this
Can be a little
one's
difficult.
weird. Can you hang on for a sec, Joe?
Yep.
So this one's a bit weird. The minus on it. Sorry, let me get my camera up here. Is actually facing out. So interesting. Go ahead, Joe.
Yep. So if you want to make me big, I can kind of show it.
Yeah, just bear with me one sec. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Thank you. I'm like, wait.
So an Alps-based keyboard has this kind of metal frame here that holds all of that, sandwiches all of the key switches between the PCB and the frame. And you'll see, I'll show it close up, but there's little there's two little, they look like levers on either side that you can push together and pull the key up out of that assembly. So if we go to here, scope. Yeah. So you can see these little two levers here. They're like little whatevers, and you can pull back on them like this, like that, and like that. So once you've desoldered it on the back, you can squeeze these together with a pair of whatever you want and pull that up out of there. It's not hard, but it's not easy either. And the reason you have to do that is because you can see in these four corners, there's four other clips. Those clips have to, well, you can't even see it. There you go. There's these clips on the four corners that have to go out this way. They've got to, splay in that direction. And the bottom ones go in that direction, right? In order to get to the guts of the switch. And you can't do that when it's inside this metal frame because the metal frame stops those from splaying out. So you've got to depin it, so to speak, pull these two back, pull the switch up and out, and then get it out. Okay. If yours looks different than that, then it might not be Alp switches. Oh, okay, I don't need to be big.
Oh, well, you're going to be for a sec because I'm trying to get this pen.
Aha!
Haha!
I'm a genius in France.
By the way, Dana.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for letting me do this because it's helping my soldering skills, desoldering skills.
Good.
This is great. But yeah, this one, so the negative is actually facing like the cutout on the board.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make myself big again. I just removed myself. Wow.
Win. If you need more detail than that, Veronica, our friend Steve, Mr. Mac84, probably has way more info. Now back to your regularly scheduled Joe being dumb.
Oh, for... There we go. Guess what, Dana? Only after this one, only one more to go, and it's a little one.
Don't forget the 2 on the little riser boards.
Oh, do you want those off as well?
They're probably going to be the same kind of failure prone stuff, so yes, please.
Okay. All right.
That's hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, I know. I've been going through the same thing over here with the caps, so I understand. I feel like it, Joe. My poor index finger is like numb at this point.
Yeah.
That's the trick. Is you just burn it so many times you can't feel it anymore.
Exactly.
Veronica, if I had an extended 2 keyboard, I would take apart one right now and take a look, but I don't.
I do have. I have an extended 2
I have
keyboard.
one. Do you want me? Oh, my bench camera's died. I could see if I could grab mine and pop a keycap off it if you want. It should be in here somewhere. Famous last words. Where do I keep keyboards? In that box. Down there, maybe. Just give me Vernon the shark. Oh, by the way, Dana.
Yes.
I named my shark Vernon. Do you get the joke?
I do. I had Vernon stickers made.
Yeah.
That's cute. I actually have a few of the IKEA blowhighs and some even larger AliExpress clones that sit on top of the server rack.
Nice.
All right. Let's see what this capacitor is. That's not what I want. And I'm also upside down. 330 UF 225.
Get out of here.
957,000 UF. 11.
What did I say it was? Oh, poop. 25. Okay.
What the heck? Somebody like breaking into Dana's place? What the hell's going on over there?
No, I think it's somebody's breaking into
Jesse's place.
Mark's place.
It's me
Some-
breaking into this box down here to try and get the keyboard out.
Let's say if it's me, if it's breaking in the box in the last 2
Here we
weeks.
go. It's this keyboard that you're talking about, Veronica. Bench cam. That one. Bench cam is upside down. Why is bench cam upside down?
OBS.
No, it's actually me because I forgot to rotate it in OBS. Funnily enough. Whoop. There we go. Oh, it's because it was the right way up but upside down. Okay. I moved me. No, that's the wrong one. No, stop it.
Oh, that little one's going to be a pain in the patoot. Sorry, I have to move the board closer. Okay.
Yes, okay. It's this keyboard. Right, I will very delicately remove this key switch from it. fact, key switch puller. Where did I put it? I found one the other day. Key cap puller, where are you? There it is. The thing you've got to be really careful with when removing Alps keycaps is that it's very easy to snap the stems.
Yes.
So I use one of these wire keycap pullers, which is
I just pull with a jerking, twisting motion with absolutely no regard to safety.
well.
Oh,
Remember,
and a
you never
completely
use it.
unrelated statement. I'm having a hernia surgery in a week. I'm
Okay, well, I'm going to say that the construction of the Alps switches on the extended keyboard 2 is a little different to the Apple III keyboard.
Now we know, and knowing's half the
I'll zoom in a second when I've got a couple of keycaps off.
Now,
These have
speaking
been
of
on here
hernias,
since
it's
1988,
surprisingly
so-
how expensive it is to even get it removed from a dog. It's $450 a pop.
Get what removed from a dog?
Hernias.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
I thought you were talking about keycaps.
Well, I mean, if you
My monkey swallowed a cue.
My dog thought they were biscuits.
I got one that probably would believe that.
Okay, let's zoom in as far as I can manage, and I'll let the camera down as well so we get a bit more zoom.
Which I can hear from the garage.
You didn't circle this one, Dana.
Okay, I might have. Last night I said I might have missed one.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm trying to just figure. I think it's. Yeah. It would seem to be logical that it's these two pins here. You can't see what I'm looking at, but I got my finger on it, so I'm trying to like
Those two
trace it
there,
out.
I can see.
I think it's these two here.
Give her a flip, or turn it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
the cap's in there, where my finger is.
Yep.
And it makes sense that it's
Looks good
these
to
two
me.
pins here. Yeah. That's what I think. We're gonna try.
Yeah,
What's the
okay.
worst that can happen?
Going to try science.
So these are a little bit different. By the looks of it. These have a clip on the top and the bottom. You can't really see that well, but you can see that line there. There's like a clip at the top and a clip at the bottom, and if you unclip those, the top of the key.
Oh
comes
yeah,
on.
those are the hairpin keys. Those are garbage, but sure.
They're better than membrane keyboards by quite a margin. But yeah, they're not as good. But
If you want a really big project, there is a 3D printed file you can use to allow you to align Alps key switches in the place of all those switches and replace them all with Alps's. Proceed at your own peril, because that's a lot of keys. I redid somebody's keyboard once. That was not.
cool. That
not
sounds like
fun.
one of those jobs you
Yeah.
regret doing about two-thirds of the way through.
It only took me like 8 hours to get done. It's
Ooh,
my time's not valuable.
a quick job then.
It's like, what do you charge per hour? More than you can afford.
What's your hourly rate? Yes,
Yes.
all of it.
I don't know. Can you show me your bank account statement? Because whatever it is, it's that.
It's means tested based on your income.
Only 38 cents. Okay.
Yeah. These are not that easy to get apart either.
Multiply that by about 10,000.
But yeah, like fishing about in here, you can get them apart. I think. I need a big flat screwdriver bit.
Those are the same key switches that are in the Apple II or the early Apple IICs. They are not great. I wonder. You know what? Stand by. I have an idea.
Well, I can't get the cap off it, so.
Ah. Yes, those are a different type of Alps key switch. You can go to matthias.ca. Veronica, deoxit layer sure, it's not going to hurt anything. You can literally like boil it in deoxit. It'll melt the plastic, but the deoxit will not affect the plastic, the metal. It won't do anything bad. It'll only do good things, if it does good things at all. However, there's a company called Matthias that makes replacements of those key switches. Alps-inspired Matthias mechanical key switches. It's matthias.com/switches. And you can directly replace those switches. Let me go to YouTube and actually go to the stream.
They look like that. But my wrist's about to
And
snap because these
drop
extended
the link.
cables are heavy.
For the switch.
All right, Dana, we got them all off the board.
There's the switches. Yeah.
Tanks.
I mean, that's fine, Veronica. That's not going to hurt anything to do that. You can literally just douse it in the stuff. You're not going to hurt anything.
I have done that myself before, where I've
And
taken
then-
the key cap off and stuck a straw down the hole in the mid down the key plunger and just blown it full of contact cleaner.
Yeah. And then, of course, after that, once it's soaked, then typically working the switch, massaging it, whatever term, pressing it over and over and over and over like a mad person to get those contacts to touch together and kind of rub together to rub the grime out of them.
All right, so Dana. Oh, dear Dana. I'll wait till Dana comes back, because I just realized there's a small glitch with taking them off the board. Like the
You can't
sideboards.
get them out.
Well, okay, so let me show you.
But
here's the cap
those
here.
upright boards maybe glued
Yeah, these
on
upright
back,
boards?
are they?
But look. It's all
They just-
I guess cardboard or something to take it off.
I'll
But
just take the cardboard off. Just cardboard. Isn't it?
the other one's easier.
The quality insulation of sticking cardboard to the back of it with packing tape.
Right?
That's very
They
1980s.
They probably started doing that after they shipped a unit where for some reason it got jarred and that entire thing folded over and touched something else and went sparkadoodle. So like in future, we're just going to put a little piece of cardboard on here.
Only
So
the
we don't have to
finest.
worry.
And then there's this little one down here. That little guy. But the nice part is, sorry, let me get this flipped around, is that board is all exposed. I'm just trying to find out where that...
Boy. Tired.
That's weird. That?
Ow! Yeah, don't touch finger to tip of soldering iron, you dummy. Oh, touchy. Smells like chicken. I already puked in the aquarium. Smells very much bad in here.
So Joe, I just
Susan.
want to get, oh, right, and everyone else on the stream, I want to get your second opinions on this.
So
there's-
throw it in Lake Huron.
So there's these two little itty bitty. I can't see them. Anyway, there's these two, and I think it's for it. By the looks of the way the capacitor is inset in here, it would be
Agreed.
for that.
Yep. So what you can do is count the number of components from the right over until you're in the right column, then count the number of pins on the components down, and then do the same thing on the other side, and that'll get you the idea of where it is. So it looks like it's the fourth resistor, and then you count down like 4 or 5 contacts, and then you're to the capacitor. See?
Yeah,
It's kind of like a
I
grid.
think that's the right. I'm going to say those are the right ones.
I mean, if they're not the right ones, what you do is you just resolder the thing in place, you put loose, and then try
Yeah,
again. World. I totally haven't had to do exact. It's fine.
Let's try that, shall we?
Was this pencil? That could work. Let's try.
Soldering irons are hot. Just saying. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're on.
Yes.
Thanks, Carter.
Yes.
Thanks for the
What's
tip,
for
Carter.
dinner? We are having margarita pizza tonight.
Ooh. I will be over. Flex.
And I have a basil plant that I have kept alive for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That I just keep like putting new soil on top of it, and every time I do that, it gets really happy again. It's like, I'm growing, and it's like, you're an annual plant that is like way past its senescence. But anyway, and we just like lop the top off, and it goes on the pizza. The thing is like 2 feet tall in my front window. It's stupid. So like once a month or so, we'll have a margarita pizza to mow the basil plant.
Nice. Yeah, I can tell that's the cap because the pins are bent.
There we go.
Even on the sideboards, they're friggin' bent.
Yep. Right. You put them through the board, you bend them on the back side, and when you flip the board over to solder it, it keeps them in the holes. That's how they do it.
So what I'm going to do is use my cup to hold this up.
Mother, may I spell cup? Wait, hold on. That's not right. Hi, I'm 12.
Hi, 12.
When was your 12th birthday? I thought you were 11.
Oh, this is just not
many years ago. Many. Several.
My bench cam's completely out of focus. I'm zoomed in really bad.
Yeah, Veronica, fader probably won't work for the key switch as well. D5 is I think the standard stuff we use. Also, I'm jealous of Veronica that she has a micro center nearby. My closest micro center is 45 minutes away. My closest insert anything convenient here is 45 minutes away. I live in the middle of nowhere.
Well, Joe, it could be worse. My nearest one is 4 hours away.
What about your nearest literal anything else? My nearest grocery store, 45 minutes.
Grocery store were not that bad. If it's like any other major chain stores, you're going a minimum of 45 to an hour.
Yeah. Scuzzy!
That's also why I work 45 minutes.
10 minutes away, sorry. You anger me, lady.
By the way, my nearest grocery store is a 2-minute walk away.
Yeah. So you live in the middle of freaking metropolis. That's like one of the largest cities on the North American continent. Quiet, you.
Things definitely go bump in the night over there, though.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure you want these little caps off? Because they're more a pain in the arse than they're worth.
Trina's like, I'm tired of doing this.
Seeing as how those are probably where the
Yay!
+5 and the +3.3 are derived off of the 12, those are done for the PWM feedback loop, and those should be done. They're pretty important.
The long sigh.
Did I hear a sigh? Did I hear an audible sigh?
No, not at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. It's just trying to get these things out is a nightmare.
If it's any comfort, rebuilding PowerBook G4s is nearly as frustrating.
Mm.
And I'm
Yes,
up to my ears in this one. So.
And I got that one bent, and I can't get the darn thing unbent.
In reality, my closest grocery store is like a 4-minute drive or a 15-minute walk. But one, there's no sidewalks, and two, the grocery store has absolutely no traffic control in the parking lot, and people will cut at random angles to get to their parking space. So you're at a much greater chance of getting into a wreck in that parking lot than you are on the road. And third, they have hyper-localized just-in-time inventory, which means because I live in a redneck town, they only have the cheapest garbage stuff. So if I want things like olives or, I don't know, like Pepperidge Farm thin bread, I can't get it there because people in this town don't buy that, therefore they don't stock it here. It's the dumbest crap.
I'm sitting here rebuilding this PowerBook and thinking, I'm missing some screws. I wonder where they are. That's a speaker assembly. If you
So
they're all stuck to the back.
this is how dumb my grocery store is. One of my largest clients is a large Midwestern ice cream company. They're a multi-million-dollar ice cream corporation. They sell thousands of gallons of ice cream per day. My local grocery store, which is 25 minutes away from the headquarters of this place, of this ice cream company, doesn't stock that ice cream because it's too expensive for the market we're in. And nobody buys it. I have to literally go 45 minutes away to buy my customer's ice cream. It's the dumbest crap. It is so stupid. Anyway.
That does sound
Hi,
particular.
I'm Joe, and I play a grumpy old man on the internet.
Old man yells at cloud.
Yes.
I just can't get this thing started.
Farts.
More
It's almost time for dinner. It's getting there.
What time is it? Oh, wow.
We have 25A Wi-Fi. That took way longer than I expected. 25A no Wi-Fi. Why someone would buy that, I don't know, but sure. Like, I got it in stock. You can have it if you want it. When we started offering the Wi-Fi, we offered both Wi-Fi and non-Wi-Fi versions of the Blue SCSI, but I got to a point where, like, this is double the stock and space and everything I have to manage, so I'm just not going to do those anymore. It's a $2 cost difference. Oh, you poopy head.
Ow.
Remember what we were saying to you earlier about the soldering iron being hot?
Yeah, it was not the soldering iron, it's the desoldering gun.
Yeah, that too.
But yeah, I'm trying to get this
The
wiggled
thing,
out.
the thing that does the hot things is hot.
Thou shalt not grab end of hot heating thingies.
Yes. If it's glowing, it's probably not good for you.
This is just not coming out. And of course, you can't take the boards out, so you can't lay them flat,
Ow, my thumb hurts.
which would be the
I'm
cat's
old and
meow.
have arthritis. Runs in the family. Okay, that's done. We have 50A Wi-Fi. 19. That's a large number. It's one. Yeah, don't fall on the floor. Joe says no. 2.
Sweet, I got it out.
5, 6, 7. Yay! Yay, Trina! Yay!
All right, so that's the board. How am I going to do this? I got it down.
Eight, 9,
Alright.
10.
I gotta find out what the hell the damn thing is.
12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19. Yay.
Where are
Blue
you?
Scuzzy.
There you are.
Because reasons. Blue Scuzzy, the fresh maker. Who's there? Who's there? Go in the hole. Go in the hole. There you go. Good job. Good job. And then I need a whole bunch of these things.
So I'm looking at this here. Is that 39 UF?
Yep.
16 volt?
30. That's a weird value.
Yeah, I know. What is that? 39?
35 microfarad. It's a very specific value.
Yeah.
I guess it had to be 39,000 picofarad or something.
So it's 39. Is it UF?
Yeah.
Okay.
39 UFs.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's that one out. Now, Dana, you haven't seen the other one. Let me show you the other board. So, here's the cap. Where is it? Here it is. And it's got cardboard on the back. And I gotta see if I can get that off.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, damn it.
I suddenly got the phrase revertive pulse stuck in my head. That's telephone switchgear.
There we go. Look at that. We got the... Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm getting the cardboard off. Woo. Out. I think. It is like really stuck on there.
All right, we're back after a quick roof job.
Oh, nice. So I was saying,
Roof
this is where the
job?
other cap is, with cardboard over it,
Yep.
which is like so annoying. I'm gonna see if I can get it cut off.
Your old man's money. Yeah.
Come on. For fuck's sakes.
Oh, that
Okay.
was a new problem I had.
Oh,
So this bracket, which holds the DIN rail on, was fouling against the back plate, and because it was fouling against the back plate, it was fouling against the chain, which caused the entire Z-axis to bind up.
Oh no. Bad
That was
day.
like a 1 millimeter clearance. Now, so I had to sand the hell out of it.
I was
and
gonna
now
say
it-
it didn't
now
self clear.
This thing is like
Self-adjusting
working on a
Z-axis.
fucking watch. It just it's so everything's so small.
hey, listen, you want to see small? Look at this. Look at this little fucking board and the little capacitor that I got to get off.
Everything would be easier if we were Hakame and Mikochi size.
You poor people. You don't know.
All right.
The,
So this is the last one.
oh yes,
Hopefully.
the 39 microfarad 16 volt. That's not a common size anymore.
Mm.
You can use either. You can use the next modern size up or down, and it's normally fine.
That's small, folks. That's okay. So, for reference, that's the tip of a screwdriver.
No,
And that's a Phillips 1 screwdriver, so it's smaller than your average.
wasn't that a little 02, 03? Oh, that's even smaller than that. Holy
Yeah.
crap!
Itty bitty. We call that birdseed.
As we get further into board repair, while I'm around for the streams, we will end up hearing a few stories about my buddy Dave. And
Dave's not here, man.
No, Dave's not here, and honestly, at this point in my life, I think he would actively harm my quality of life. He was a real, he's one of those guys that was cool when you're in high school, but never grew up.
Oh, so me.
Hey, guess
Sorry.
what? Good news.
Chicken butt?
The pins on this one actually bent out nice and easy.
That's good.
Yeah, so I just got to get them straightened up a little better. I got them bent enough that I can bend them without needing heat on them.
Dear pens, get bent.
No, unlike Dave, you seem to be a healthy and productive member of society at, after 25. At least seem.
All right, so I am literally
Don't talk
standing
to
up.
my husband.
I am
I don't-
literally standing up to do this because I need height. And I am going to move the camera out of the way. Next time you see this capacitor that you can't see, right there, that orange one,
Capacitator.
so
Acid.
just stand by. This is easier to do standing up, just because of the angle, because that board is...
Are we talking about desoldering or taking a leak?
Yes.
Yeah, the quick roof job, the flashing popped open here and up on the second floor. It's a rental. Had the roofer come by, put the clips back together, put a couple more screws in for support that weren't there before.
Just had a text saying dinner. 5:01.
Yep, like clockwork.
Oh, that print is finished. Wow, it's been that long.
Time? What's that?
Yeah, and I just looked and I went, "Oh my God, where's it? Where's the stream gone?"
Ew. No,
Even,
don't do
even
that.
if I
That's
make the
bad.
curse, I'm always good at providing stuff that makes good content.
Uh-oh.
Come on, baby cakes. You're almost out. Ah,
Come on, baby cakes. Oh, Trini. Sugar lumps. Sweetie lumpkin.
Baby cake.
that's almost out. Well. All right, it's out. So that's what board? Okay, that's the inside board.
Yay! So
So
those
there's
are
that other. Yeah.
all right. Now we clean up my workspace a little bit because I need to go make. It's making pizzas. Joe's job.
Okay, I'm unplugging my desoldering gun.
All right,
And
I'm out of
turning
here.
off- All right,
All right.
Joe, it's been great having you
Have
on
a
the
good
stream.
one, Joe.
Click.
All right, one. So I just got to find out what this is. And I'm going to do some cleaning up of the board. Okay. Where are you?
I'm curious to see how this one turns out in the machine that makes sounds like when you play a data CD through a CD player that wouldn't not do that.
So this one is 47 UF,
Okay.
16 volt.
There we go.
And we're done.
Cool.
Done. Like dinner. I think the pins might still be on the board, but we can deal with that after. Play with it, clean it up after. All right. So let's clean off some of the stuff off the bench. Ba-dum. And what I'm going to do is use a toothbrush and just kind of scrub off some of the, where I put all the fluxy madoodles on it. Because the flux does not seem to come off, as I found out, in an ultrasonic cleaner so well. So we're just going to toothbrush it quickly. And I'm going to use the old alcohol for this that's in that jar. Because it doesn't need to be necessarily clean, just clean it.
Less dirty.
It is. Trying to remember everywhere I took a cap out. There we go, Dana.
No, I am.
Hooray.
No real stickiness. I can feel it after. The issue right now is that my fingers are also sticky, so I'm like, is it my finger that's sticking to the board or the board that's sticking to my finger?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. All right.
Whatever we were doing with the filthy board last night dried out my fingers like I'd been playing in gasoline.
Whoa. That's surprising.
Yeah.
I should show that off.
Oh,
I'll just
let me make it big. Just 1 second.
Yeah, let me switch my camera too, because it's not going to be easy to see. Yes, use the microscope, please. That's what the microscope is for. Okay, so this is a cable guide, 3D printed cable guide, and I forgot I left supports on, so you could see, very barely, it made that.
Oh.
And before I blew it off every other corner, it was on every other corner. That's not bad for a printer I built out of garbage. Look at that. Jeez.
It's itty bitty.
That's impressive, honestly.
I just took my Ender 3 and I built it into a switch wire out of a whole bunch of junk.
Nice.
Okay, that's all.
All right, let's make everybody the same size.
Ugh.
I should change
Wow, it's been almost 3 hours, 2 hours 45 minutes.
Oh wow, it's 1600. I had no idea.
Yeah,
Right?
I know.
I'm gonna have a big dinner soon.
But I got all the caps off the board. Ta-da! Where the hell am I facing? Oh, wrong camera. I got all the caps off the board, so the next step is going to be putting it in the ultrasonic, which I got to get redone because we emptied it out last night because the water was a wee bit dirty last night after we did the board. So I'm going to have to refill it and to do this board. Anyone who uses an ultrasonic, is it okay if I, like, because it's going to obviously go in the water, it's okay to put these little, like, the connectors and stuff in the water?
I guess as long as you don't leave it in too long. Sometimes if you put them in an ultrasonic cleaner, it can attack the plating on the connector, on the pins. But if it's not in there too long, it might be okay.
Well, I was going to put it in for 15 each side.
Yeah.
I would try and hang the connectors out the top then.
Okay.
Because if they're not corroded, I would not do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can hang them over. I was thinking that as well. Like, I could hang them over the side and, like, tape them there or something just to make sure.
Yeah.
We threw the other boards in whole hog, so I don't think it's going to.
Well, yeah, but they didn't have any, like, the power cables themselves on it.
The motherboard had the other mating surface for that one connector.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave them dangling out. It's not going to kill it.
Okay.
So, I think I'm going to call it a stream at this point.
Sounds like a plan.
It sounds like a plan, yeah, doesn't it? I wonder. I want to get. Okay, before I call it a stream, let me make myself big because I got a question. What you guys think? Let me change my
I don't
camera
think.
Rub
I
it
don't
in,
think
Veronica,
so.
with your micro center.
back. All right, have a good one, Veronica. So, if you look here, there's 2 screws. And they go to these metal things. I guess they're heat sinks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would it hurt to take them off before I clean it just to really kind of get as much as I can underneath it?
They won't come off easily because they're attached to the voltage regulators.
Yeah, don't be surprised if they're soldered somewhere else.
Yeah. This was during like the time where you would just flat out like thermal epoxy or solder them to the heatsink.
Okay, so I'll leave them on then. I just happened to notice there were screws, and I'm like, maybe I should unscrew them, but it sounds more like a pain in the butt than it's worth. So
It's a rabbit hole.
I'm
It
gonna
is.
play every 3D printer user's favorite game. I'm gonna play chicken. Because that's how much filament is left on this spool.
Yeah, the honestly, I blame you, Trina, for the. I have an ultrasonic cleaner, and it's like, well, let's go down this rabbit hole.
yeah,
Yeah, well, I started taking a look at the board, so I still need to go and ask other people questions to see if I need to replace the board with how much corrosion there was. But
Oh.
at least
So-
all these other parts, I'll have perfect ones for whatever I end up doing, which is a big plus.
so Dana, let me show you. I'm gonna make myself big one more time.
Sure.
Here's the drawing,
Awesome.
and I kind of like drew a line and then put a cap sticking off it,
Yep.
and then just went the negatives down.
So you'd gotten both of the ones that
I
were
got
on the
them
little
both
book?
off. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep. So we're all done. So now it's ultrasonic-y time, or at least start it. Yeah. All right, Carther. Yeah, Carther said, yeah, you would need to loosen the transistor. Blah blah. That sounds. I just thought, hey, remove 2 screws, they pop off. But apparently, nay.
No.
No,
No.
Fortunately.
So thanks everybody for tuning in. Yeah, this was kind of a longer one than anticipated, but we got her done. So yeah, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, do all the good things for the YouTubes. TrinasTech.com, you'll find links to all my online social presence. If you can afford to support this channel, be greatly appreciated. You'll find a link at TrinasTech.com for my coffee account. Buy me a coffee. On that note, I'm done with streaming for a while. I think I'm going to take tomorrow and just do nothing.
Sounds like a
good.
great plan.
That is my plan.
Until
tomorrow.
Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Until Monday. So yeah, see you guys at the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.